History is full of surprises. Every now and then, archaeologists stumble upon something that completely changes what we thought we knew. Ancient texts, forgotten cities, and mysterious artifacts tell us stories of civilizations that existed when and where they shouldn't have. These discoveries challenge everything we assumed about human progress. The Duroft culture. In the early 2000s, a flood in Iran's Duroft region washed away layers of soil, exposing thousands of ancient artifacts. Archaeologists rushed to the site and uncovered something incredible, a civilization that wasn't supposed to exist. The Duroft culture, as it's now called, dates back over 5,000 years, possibly even older than Mesopotamia, the world's first known civilization. One of the most shocking discoveries was a possible writing system. Engraved on stone tablets were unknown symbols that some experts believe predate Sumerian cuneiform, which has long been considered the world's oldest script. If this is true, Duroft could be the birthplace of writing, challenging everything we thought we knew about early human history. But that's not all. Excavations revealed massive cities, citadels, and advanced irrigation systems, proving Duroft was no primitive settlement. The craftsmanship of artifacts, elaborate stone vessels, gold ornaments, and intricate carvings showed a highly sophisticated society. Many believe Duroft could be the lost city of Arata, a legendary kingdom mentioned in Sumerian texts. The biggest mystery? Duroft doesn't appear in any ancient records. How could a civilization this advanced simply vanish without a trace? Some believe it was destroyed by war or natural disasters. Others suggest history was rewritten, erasing Duroft from memory. Whatever the truth, this lost civilization has left behind clues that challenge the origins of human culture and technology. While Duroft challenges our understanding of the origins of civilization, it is not the only example of a lost society with unexplained advancements. Let's travel to Africa, where another powerful civilization thrived, yet remains largely overlooked in history. The Kingdom of Kush was one of the most powerful civilizations of the ancient world, yet history barely mentions it. Located in present-day Sudan, it thrived for over 1,000 years, controlling vast trade networks, constructing massive pyramids, and even ruling over Egypt as the 25th dynasty. Despite all this, Kush remains largely forgotten. Unlike many civilizations that borrowed Egyptian culture, Kush developed its own unique identity. They built over 200 pyramids, more than Egypt itself, but with steeper angles and smaller bases. They also had a powerful economy, controlling gold mines and trading ivory, incense, and iron with the Mediterranean world. One of the greatest mysteries of Kush is its undeciphered writing system, the Meroitic script. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs, which scholars cracked in the 19th century, no one has been able to fully decode Meroitic. This means entire chapters of history, stories of Kushite kings, wars, and cultural achievements remain unread. What secrets could be hidden in these texts? At its peak, Kushite rulers took over Egypt, with kings like Pi and Taharqa ruling as pharaohs. They restored temples, expanded the empire, and were considered some of the strongest leaders of their time. Yet, when history is taught, their names are rarely mentioned. After Egypt regained control, Kush continued to thrive for centuries, eventually shifting its capital to Meroe, a city known for its iron production and desert-adapted pyramids. So why is Kush overlooked? Some believe it's because Western historians focused too much on Egypt, ignoring the achievements of other African civilizations. But Kush proves Africa's history is far richer and more complex than many realize. It's time this lost empire gets the recognition it deserves. Kush proves that powerful civilizations can be forgotten. But what if some knowledge from the past was preserved in ways we never expected? One mysterious document, the Piri race map, suggests that ancient explorers knew far more about the world than we once believed. The Piri Reis map. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis compiled a map using ancient sources. At first glance, it looked like any other early world map. But then, scholars noticed something shocking.
Antarctica was on it, without ice.
Here's why that's impossible. Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, over 300 years after this map was drawn. Even more baffling, Modern science tells us the continent has been covered in ice for millions of years. Yet, the Piri Reis map shows it with detailed coastlines, free of ice, suggesting someone had mapped it before it was frozen. But who? And when? Piri Reis himself claimed he based the map on even older documents, some of which supposedly came from the Library of Alexandria before it was destroyed. That means the knowledge behind this map could be thousands of years old. Did an ancient civilization have advanced navigation skills? If so, why is there no record of them? Skeptics argue that the map is simply misinterpreted or that it's a coincidence. But others believe it's proof that an advanced seafaring civilization existed long before recorded history. Some even suggest lost cultures like Atlantis or unknown ancient explorers could have mapped the world before history forgot them. The mystery of the Piri Reis map remains unsolved. If the map is accurate, it completely changes our understanding of early exploration and geography. How did ancient people know about Antarctica? And more importantly, what else did they know that we haven't rediscovered yet? Maps aren't the only ancient records that defy logic. Some artifacts seem to tell stories of civilizations, or even beings, that don't fit into our historical timeline. One such discovery is the dropper stones, which some believe hold messages from beyond our world. The dropper stones. In 1938, a Chinese archaeologist named Chi Pu-Tei was exploring the remote Bayan Karaula mountains when he stumbled upon something bizarre. Hundreds of small, disc-shaped stones, each about a foot wide, scattered inside a hidden cave. These weren't just ordinary rocks. They had spiral grooves etched into them, covered in tiny symbols that looked like some kind of unknown language. When the engravings were translated decades later, they told an unbelievable story. According to the interpretation, the stones described a race of small, thin beings who came from the sky and crash-landed in the mountains thousands of years ago. The texts claimed they were called the dropper, and they couldn't return home, so they adapted to life on Earth. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But here's where it gets even weirder. Local legends of the dropper people have existed for centuries. Some villages in the region even have unique genetic traits, like unusually small stature and larger than average skulls, leading some to believe they are descendants of these sky beings. Mainstream historians dismiss the dropper stones as a hoax, but no one can explain why they were created or what the symbols truly mean. Some believe they're proof of ancient visitors from another world, while others argue they could be an early record of a lost civilization with knowledge beyond its time. If the dropper stones are real, they could change everything we think we know about humanity's past. Were they left behind by extraterrestrials? Or did an unknown civilization have contact with advanced beings? The answers may still be buried in the mountains, waiting to be uncovered. The idea of mysterious messages left behind by unknown civilizations is intriguing. But what if there were physical records suggesting a history we've been told is impossible? That's exactly what the Ica stones claim to show. The Ica stones. In the 1960s, a Peruvian doctor named Javier Cabrera was given a strange engraved stone by a local farmer. That stone led him to a shocking discovery: thousands of black carved stones buried in the sands of Ica, Peru. What was on them? Things that shouldn't exist. The stones, now known as the Ica stones, depict images of humans interacting with dinosaurs, performing advanced surgeries, and using what appears to be telescopes and flying machines. These carvings suggest that an advanced civilization lived in South America long before history tells us it was possible. But here's the biggest problem. Dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, long before humans ever appeared. So how did ancient people carve images of them so accurately? Some skeptics claim the stones are modern fakes, but others argue that their sheer number, over 15,000 found so far, and consistency and style make hoaxing them all nearly impossible. Even more mysterious are the medical images. Some stones show brain surgery, heart transplants, and complex organ transplants, procedures that modern medicine has only perfected in the last century. Yet, these images are carved in stone, suggesting that someone, at some point in the distant past, had knowledge of advanced medical techniques. If the Ica stones are genuine, they completely rewrite history. Could they be records of a forgotten civilization that somehow had knowledge of dinosaurs? Or do they prove that humans lived alongside them? And if ancient cultures knew about medicine, space, and technology, where did that knowledge come from and why did it disappear? The Ica stones remain a mystery, locked in a debate between skeptics and believers. But one thing is clear, something in our past doesn't add up. From lost cities to forbidden knowledge, history is filled with mysteries that challenge what we think we know. Could these discoveries hint at civilizations that were more advanced than we give them credit for? Or is there another explanation waiting to be uncovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.